Have you ever pondered the aftermath of World War III? Let's delve into the realm of the hypothetical, shall we? Imagine the world on the brink of devastation. The causes? They could be multitudinous: territorial disputes, economic crises, or perhaps political ideologies clashing at a scale never seen before. The nations involved? The superpowers, of course, but also a spiderweb of alliances and treaties pulling in countries from every corner of the globe. As this tension escalates, the world watches with bated breath. The dominoes start to fall, one by one, each event triggering the next in a relentless march towards conflict. A disputed border here, an economic sanction there, a political assassination that lights the fuse. Each moment builds on the last, the timeline of events unfurling like a sinister tapestry. The world teetering on the precipice of the unimaginable, the unthinkable. As the world descended into chaos, a sequence of events unfolded that would forever change the course of history. In the throes of conflict, the world watched as alliances shifted and nations crumbled. The war was a chessboard of power play, and the battles were the moves that decided the fate of nations. Major battles erupted across the globe, each one a turning point that shaped the course of the conflict. In the East, the siege of Shanghai was a testament to the resilience of the defenders, holding out against overwhelming odds for months. Conversely, the Battle of Rio de Janeiro in the West showcased the power of a well-coordinated offensive, breaching the city's defenses in a matter of days. The strategies employed during these battles were as diverse as the nations involved. Some relied on brute force, deploying vast armies and cutting-edge weaponry to overpower their adversaries. Others opted for subtler tactics, engaging in espionage and psychological warfare to undermine their enemies from within. Key players emerged from both sides of the conflict, their actions leaving indelible marks on the pages of history. Generals, politicians, even everyday citizens became figures of influence, their decisions impacting not just the war, but the world at large. The toll of the war was immense, both in terms of human lives and infrastructure. Cities were reduced to rubble, economies collapsed, and societies were torn apart. The scars of the conflict were etched deep into the fabric of the nations involved, a stark reminder of the cost of war. The war also had far-reaching political and social impacts. It reshuffled the global power dynamic, creating new alliances and rivalries that would shape international relations for decades to come. Economies were upended, giving rise to a new world order where the balance of wealth and power was drastically altered. But perhaps the most profound impact was on the people themselves. The war touched every corner of the globe, affecting individuals from all walks of life. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of diplomacy in maintaining it. With each passing day, the devastation grew, painting a grim picture of humanity's future. When the dust settled, the world was forever changed. The echoes of war had ceased, yet the scars left behind were indelible reminders of a conflict that shook the very foundations of our global society. As nations began to rebuild from the ashes, they faced challenges that were nothing short of Herculean. Cities lay in ruins, economies were devastated, and societies were fragmented. Yet the human spirit, resilient as ever, rose to the occasion. In the face of despair, survivors banded together, pooling resources and harnessing the collective power of community. It was a testament to our inherent tenacity, our ability to endure, to rebuild, and to hope for a brighter tomorrow. The political landscapes, too, underwent a seismic shift. The war had exposed the fragility of our existing systems, prompting nations to reevaluate their priorities and strategies. The world saw the emergence of new alliances, the dissolution of old ones, and a renewed commitment to diplomacy over aggression. The balance of power was invariably altered, leading to a world order that was markedly different from the pre-war era. But perhaps the most lasting impact of the war was the lessons it imparted. It served as a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of unchecked aggression and the futility of war. It emphasized the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and mutual respect in resolving conflicts. It underscored the need for a global community that values peace over power, dialogue over destruction. The aftermath of the war was a crucible for change, a catalyst for introspection. It forced us to reassess our values, our actions, and our approach to conflict resolution. It taught us that war, in all its brutal simplicity, is neither a solution nor a means to an end. It is a path to destruction, a road that leads us away from our shared goal of peace and prosperity. In the wake of destruction, humanity found a way to rebuild, to learn from its mistakes, and to strive for a future free from the specter of global conflict.